Come on.
And he rides in a big wheel.
In a big wheel?
Yeah.
Let's make fun of Dad. Hey, what's up, the knuckleheads?
Welcome to the Gen Movie Podcast, where two generations discuss movies and TV.
The better one.
How's it going, Dad?
It's going.
So we went to the Daredevil launch event, or the Daredevil premiere for Daredevil Born Again, the Disney Plus series that comes out March 4th. Thank you to Disney for inviting us. It was a pretty neat experience. What'd you think?
It was an awesome experience. To go into New York and see it in the brand new Disney building in Manhattan, that was awesome.
The Robert Iger building.
That's right.
And we had a screening inside, which is different because usually we go to theaters for those kinds of things, right?
True. Yes, we were in their private screening room.
What'd you think of the actual event, though? The party and all that?
I thought it was nice. I was, having been to other ones, it was more low-key, upscale, sort of like, it was more intimate. I liked it. People were more casual, and you didn't have to... The stars and actors were definitely hanging out for a long time and were approachable. It was nice.
Yeah. And they were doing a collab with Jose Cuervo, the tequila.
That's right.
They had special drinks there, Daredevil-themed drinks.
Yes, the bartenders were funny, but yes, that was good.
So you never saw the Netflix show?
I have not.
I watched it when it originally came out, and I rewatched it recently in preparation for this show, but you've never seen it. So what was that like, seeing the first two episodes, having never seen any of the previous stuff? Did you understand what was going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to pick up. I don't think I was lost. Might have not known some of the history of the characters and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I think anybody could pick it up pretty easy and,
so I'm using
go right into it.
Kind of as a litmus test for the general audience. Do you think the general audience will get what's going on with this new series, having not seen the previous one?
Yes, definitely.
What'd you think of the episodes?
To be honest with you, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
It inspired me to want to go back and see the original ones on Disney Plus.
I liked them too. Having seen the original ones, I thought it was a great return to form. Very action-packed, possibly even more violent than the Netflix show. I'll have to wait and see what you think when you watch the Netflix show. But it was exciting. I'm excited for the rest of the episodes, and I'm happy with what we got so far, episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah, it was nice. We got to see 2 episodes, and the general public will get to see 2 episodes also when it drops on March 4th.
Yep. The only thing that I would nitpick was some of the dialogue was this. So do you know what ADR is?
I do
not. The process. So usually, sometimes when they go back and they watch footage, they find out, someone stepped on one of the microphone lines and it obscured, someone saying one of their lines or something like that. Or when an airplane was flying over, so we can't hear what this character's saying. So they'll have them come in and record it in a recording booth, and they'll put it on later.
They'll drop it over there.
Or they sometimes re-record lines a lot of times when the character's not facing the camera, so you can't tell, because obviously it's harder to sync up with the lips. So some of that looked a little off with Foggy's character. I could tell that it was recorded later, but that's just me being nitpicky. But
yeah, I didn't notice. Maybe my generation wouldn't notice something like that. So there you go.
Well, why I bring that up, because that was me being nitpicky. They don't know you, but I know you. You like to nitpick how realistic things are. So
oh yes.
Anything you found that you didn't like about the episodes 1 and 2? Anything unrealistic or not up to your standards?
I mean, you have to give a little bit of leeway because it's it's Marvel
film,
and it's a superhero series film, whatever.
It is a guy who got blind and has superhuman 4 other senses. But
I'm very curious if that part of the reason they have him wear glasses so that he can sort of hide that his eyes don't just look off in a distance and not really looking at where people are.
Have you ever seen the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie?
A long time ago. So yeah.
He does an all right job, but I feel like Charlie Cox does a better job of acting blind with his eyes. But the glasses are to visually represent his blindness, and also the colors, them being red. I don't know if a lot of blind people have colored frames, but it's red because obviously it doesn't matter to him what kind of frames he's wearing.
Sure.
It's not going to affect his vision. He has no vision, but it's also color coded because he's Daredevil, right? So he wears red.
Yes.
But out the fights, nothing.
Well, that I don't want to be any spoilers, but Daredevil has a bunch of things sticking out of him, and he's still walking up fine. And then the guy, I apologize. Who's the guy he's fighting? It's
Bullseye.
Bullseye. That's right.
I don't think that's really a spoiler. Maybe this episode. Maybe I'm releasing this when the episode's already out, but people know that Bullseye's in it. So
yes, and Bullseye, seems to be able to take a lot and still keep on kicking. And then,
what his powers are is he never misses. So what'd you think about that? Honestly, I thought it was really cool how they showed it with the paperclip at the beginning. Do you remember that? With the fly? He impales the fly on the wall with the paperclip.
Yes. Pretty good. But yes, and then, definitely don't want to give something away, but something happens pretty dramatic if you want to go back to me saying, like, come on. But then again, it's a superhero thing, and then, they bring people back from stuff, and so if you really like the Bullseye character, you're going to want to write in and say, hey, come on, keep them going.
Exactly. All right. There was something you said to me at the premiere that inspired me to play a little game with you right now. So the people know because it was released earlier, but White Tiger, a superhero, is going to be in this show and was in these episodes. And you turned to me and was like, who the heck is White Tiger, right? So it inspired me to come up with a list. I made up a list of some are Marvel heroes and some are made-up names I just made up. So I want to see if you can guess which one's real and which one's a Marvel hero.
Let's make fun of Dad.
Big Wheel.
Definitely not.
He is a Spider-Man villain.
Come on!
And he rides in a big wheel.
In a big wheel?
Yeah. I should have pulled up a picture for you, but he's basically... Imagine a Ferris wheel. Or do you remember that vehicle General Grievous drove in Revenge of the Sith?
Yes.
The big wheel?
Yeah.
Basically that. And he has guns on it, and he shoots the guns.
Come on.
Necro Warden.
I'm going to say yes, just because of how would you have come up with a name like that?
I made that one up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I feel like that was, feels like a made-up name. Squirrel Girl.
Definitely not.
Also real. She has a big bushy squirrel tail, and she can control an army of squirrels. She's actually... She's a little bit of a joke character because they call her the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. She can never lose, which is kind of silly.
And she controls an army of squirrels, and what do they do? They bite you like they're having an acorn fest or something?
Yeah. Yeah. You remember the Willy Wonka movie?
Yeah.
Like that.
I guess.
Frogman.
See, that's interesting because aren't, SEAL Team 6 people called frogmen or whatever? Or the Navy or
divers.
Divers are called frogmen?
And I think...
So I'm going to say yes.
It is, yeah. And I think that might be part of one of the versions of Frogman's backstory is that he starts out as an actual frogman. Okay. But it's a guy in a frog suit, and he can leap really high. One version of him's like super annoying because he really wants to become a hero, so he's just bugging the hell out of Spider-Man. But Spider-Man's like, you are just going to get yourself hurt. Beetle Man.
There's some beetle thing, so it has to be yes, no?
Beetle Man is fake. But there is,
Beetle.
I believe he's called the Beetle, yeah. Is like a super villain for Fantastic Four Spider-Man. She-Hulk.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah,
I didn't know if you remembered her. Okay.
Of course.
She's real. Orca with a K.
No. You're laughing
real.
too good.
It's
real?
Yeah, he looks like an orca whale. But Beluga whale.
It looks like an orca whale, but he
he's
doesn't live in the ocean or something? Or he's like Aquaman?
I don't know if he lives in the ocean, but he's just wearing like an orca suit, kind of. Like Frogman, but an orca whale.
Okay.
Beluga, another whale.
No.
That one's fake.
All right.
Whispering Wraith.
Wraith or Wrath?
Wraith. That's how you say that. Wrath is just without an eye.
I'm going to say no, because what would they do? Whisper? And
like they're a ghost? I don't know.
Yeah, no, right?
That's fake, yeah. Martian Manhunter. It's our last one.
Sure. Sounds good.
That one's a trick question. That is a DC hero, not Marvel, but still real. Okay, so moving on, we watched the Monkey last night.
We did. We went to AMC.
A horror comedy. I'm not really a big horror person, but I wanted to see that one.
Interesting. I didn't. So a comedy horror, huh?
That's what they're
called
calling it. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you not find it like comedic how people were dying?
Yeah, I mean, now that you say that, sure, yeah. So that's what you say about how I say, like, come on.
Yeah, you were audibly.
Yes, I usually in the theaters I'm not too audible, but this one I was definitely audible.
Well, the director himself, he said he wanted all the deaths to be impossible, and he wanted them to be as crazy as possible.
Interesting.
But yeah, what'd you think of that one? Would you rate it? I guess.
See, the way I look at movies is like, is it worth my $10 to go see the movie? And maybe it's even more.
$20.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if you see it in Dolby and what have you. It could be $18, $20, $15, but depending on where you live in the country, if you want to go a discount route or whatever like that. So yeah, even more than that. Would I spend the money on it? No. We have HTA
list, so
it's a good, funny movie. I guess if you want to say a horror movie with over-the-top deaths to see at home, with all those different streaming services, I would give it a month or two and wait for it to come on the streaming service.
I didn't think about that. I was gonna say I would pay for it.
Really?
Compared to the more other ones, recent other movies we've seen, I feel like it was better than those. I'm trying to think of what I feel like we've watched some duds recently in like January.
You have to give it a lot of leeway though, because they don't explain a lot of stuff. They explain it like stuff happens, and then they explain how that happens like later.
I don't need it to be explained.
Like how the monkey just appears different places.
He just teleports. He's the
They
monkey.
didn't say that. You don't realize that until
they did. He said the monkey. He teleports.
Yeah, they did. Much later in the movie. He did it several times.
Yeah.
And then later in the movie.
Once he does it, like once or twice, you should be like, oh, he teleports.
But, come on.
They shouldn't have to tell you outright.
I don't know.
You gotta hold your hand.
No, hold my hand. It's just,
Did you catch towards the end when he was forcefully trying to make him hit the drum?
Yes.
There was a bride in a parachute that fell through the roof.
Of course.
Did you catch that was a callback to the previous flyer? The son picked up. He's like, "Look at this. We could go skydiving if you want, Dad." And
they also I didn't put those two together.
They do weddings.
Yeah.
That was a joke, and then they did a callback to that joke with a bride and a parachute.
Interesting. Now you pointed out. No, I didn't notice it, but it makes sense.
That was funny. And then I was reading up on the ending on our way home that the horseman, in case anyone has seen it and wants to know what was going on with that ending, that horseman is from the Bible. The pale horseman, a representation of death. It's taken straight from the passage.
Like when he's driving the car and he sees that sort of ghostly figure?
Yep.
Who doesn't say anything, just stares at him?
Yeah. They quote that passage twice. The twins each quote it once about a rider on a pale horse, and he must be death, which is some kind of passage from the Bible. And then the director's like, well, we've had all these impossible deaths. I want to just really hit the hammer home and say this is just a crazy movie by having the Bible come to life at like a traffic light. So that was that. And then some people are saying that it represents Hal overcoming his fear of the monkey and death.
Yeah.
By like giving death, the actual figure, like a slight nod of acknowledgement.
My Lord.
Yeah.
That's deep.
I know. Well, this is why movies are art.
Okay.
So many levels.
I guess a lot of levels with that.
But
I have to give it credit, though. One of the things I'll definitely give it credit for, I can't recall another movie where, usually, like where somebody has possession of something that they realize it causes these deaths or causes things to happen. I don't think I've ever seen one where when somebody has something and they can control it, or, they know it does stuff, but they don't. Usually it's like, okay, do this, and it does that. This one, you activate it and you have no idea who it's going to be killing next. So I thought that was an interesting twist, or a new twist, at least for me. It's like a crapshoot, like you're going to the casino and doesn't know what's getting your loser.
It's a gamble.
A gamble,
well,
a gamble.
They think at least the person who turns the key is safe. possibly.
Yes.
I think.
And does that one guy at the end, the twin?
I think the only.
I don't know. Are we doing spoilers here? I don't.
Well, he's. Yeah, I guess we'll put a spoiler warning on this, but I think he died because he tried to forcefully make it. And he was like kind of harassing the monkey at the end. My theory is that the twin, when he was trying to kill his twin, the Bill, the evil twin, when he was trying to kill Hal, the main character, my theory is that it was never going to work. If it's true that the person who turns the key never dies, I think he would never... Hal was never in any danger as long as Bill was the one turning the key. Yeah. Because they're twins, it's a little bit different because they shared the womb and shared like all this stuff. So they're kind of more connected, like the same person than a sibling would be, is my theory. So I think that's why Hal was never in any harm. But anyway.
I'll tell you one of the things I didn't like about the movie.
Yeah, what'd you not like?
The way that the one kid, when he's younger, stuff like that, gets bullied all the time.
Yeah.
That stuff bothers me.
In the school?
In the school.
He got a bunch of bananas thrown at him, like all over him, and they didn't give any inclination that the school stepped in to do anything.
They're right. It didn't make it look like the school was helping him out at all or whatever like that. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna try to not have this stuff happen anymore, and you keep just promoting it like it does happen. It's to inspire other people to do that or whatever. I don't know. That I found that part disturbing. Anyway,
what would you rate it out of 5 stars? We'll just say
3.
3? I give it a 4.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty lenient with movies though, but I'd give it a 4. The only reason I wouldn't give it 5 stars is because that like some of the stuff that there was supposed to be funny, I just didn't find funny. Like some of the dialogue, I was like rolling my eyes out. But I thought the kills were kind of funny. Yeah, I liked it. Definitely compared to some of the latest stuff we've watched.
And you don't usually like horror movies, so there you go.
Yeah, but I feel like it wasn't even that scary. It was more of a comedy.
Correct.
Which I like that part. Like I like slashers. Probably my favorite horror movie. Well, if we're including Jaws and Alien in horror, it would be one of those. But it'd either be Jaws or Alien or Aliens. But if we don't include those, like those are their own separate thing, I'd say maybe Scream would be my favorite horror movie because I like kind of, I guess, more slasher stuff, and that Scream is kind of comedic, and I like how it's meta. They talk about horror movies in the horror movie, you know.
They make fun of other.
Yeah, they're like, don't say "I'll be right back." That means you're gonna die. I like that. Okay. So there's some stuff that's been happening in pop culture that I wanted to catch you up on and get your, I guess, take on it from a different generation. Me being, pretty well versed in what's going on, you're not. So let's see what you think. There's, I don't know if you are completely caught up to speed, but DC, Marvel's probably biggest rival.
Sure.
They're trying to start their own universe called the DCU with Superman, their first movie this year.
Original DCU, huh?
Yeah. Well, it used to be called the DCEU. Now it's just the DCU. I feel like they simplified it. But James Gunn and Peter Safran, they're the Kevin Feige of DC right now, and they're trying to jumpstart their universe. They had a show called The Creature Commandos, which was animated in December, which I really liked. But what will really be the big jumpstart for this new universe for, I feel like, the whole general audience is Superman in July. But a couple days ago, they announced some new stuff. First off, they announced that they're going to do like 7 projects a year for the next 6 years, a mix of animated and live action.
Wow.
Which is, I feel like, a lot.
And what is DC going to be on, HBO Max?
If the shows are, the shows would be on Max. The movies obviously would be in the theater. But a couple days ago, they announced a Starfire animated show. Do you know who Starfire is? She's a superhero. She's, I think, like an alien from another universe. I'm not, like, very well versed in who she is. But I know she's a part of the Teen Titans. Have you ever heard of the Teen Titans?
I've heard of them. I don't think I really,
They're like a team of superhero kids, kind of. Like Robin is their leader. Okay. Starfire's on it. There's also Beast Boy, Cyborg, and Raven.
I'm thinking of Wonder Twin powers activate.
They might have been a part of
that was my generation.
They might have been a part of the Teen Titans at one point, I think. Anyway, they're getting a movie the Teen Titans, a live action movie. Would you go see a Teen Titans movie?
I would.
Then,
Why not?
do you remember Green Lantern? There was the
With
Ryan Reynolds movie.
Ryan
which is
Reynolds,
probably,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
but he's not a part of it anymore, obviously, because that movie bombed. But they're making an animated show called My Adventures with Green Lantern. Although I think it's a different person taking up the title of Green Lantern. There's also going to be a show called Superpowers.
What do you mean? Different actors taking up Green Lantern?
Well, I think it's like, you know how with Captain America is like it's a mantle. So
Yes.
different characters take up that mantle.
Okay.
This is there's the Green Lantern Corps, which is like this group. They all call themselves the Green Lanterns. And this is not the same character that Ryan Reynolds played, which is named Hal Jordan. This is a different character who is a Green Lantern. Is going to be in this show. There's multiple.
Multiple Green Lanterns.
I don't remember who is going to be the star of that show, but I know it's not Hal Jordan. There's going to be an animated show called Superpowers, which is about like superheroes at a school, kind of.
Superpowers animated show. Huh?
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. I think that's all I wrote down from the news dump.
Okay.
Any of that interest you?
Anything?
Animated stuff, probably not, right?
No, why not? I'd give it a shot. I like the animated like the best of them.
How excited are you for Superman, would you say?
I really like the original, so I'd be very curious. I'm always curious of how they redo things. Like when they brought back the Batman ones.
With Robert Pattinson.
No, with like Dark Knight. That was probably one of my favorite movies. Christian Bale, I thought, did an excellent job, and they, that was bringing it all back, I guess you could say. I mean, I know they've redone it again with Robert, what have you, but so I'm curious if they can redo that again with. But yeah, sure, I like Superman. I just feel bad about Christopher, who unfortunately had that accident and stuff. It's sad to know the original is not with us anymore.
Yeah. That reminds me, so Robert Pattinson Batman movie, you remember that one?
I do.
That is not going to be the main Batman of the DCU. So there's going to be two Batmans. You'll be getting a Batman of this main universe interacting with this Superman you're going to see in July. And then you're also going to be getting movies with just Robert Pattinson's Batman and interacting with nobody else from that universe. So do you think that'll be confusing at all?
I'm trying to think, did Marvel do that? No, right?
No, Marvel. I don't think Marvel has ever really done that with the same character.
Yeah, and Marvel's successful, right? So then let's do something different and...
well, doing something different is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
I guess we're just going to have to wait and see how that goes.
I think it's going to be way too confusing to people.
Did you get confused at all when you went to go see The Flash and you heard about Batman being in the movie and it wasn't Robert Pattinson, it was Michael Keaton?
No, I guess not. Not so much.
Okay. I wrote down, so there's...
But see,
what?
He was Batman originally, so
that's true.
That's sort of...
He had some stuff built in already.
Yeah.
Okay, I wrote down, I want to explain to you, so there's these two people...
That's a good one, too, with Jack Nicholson as the Joker. That was a really good Batman movie.
Well, he was in two.
I loved...
He was in...
Nicholson dancing around and doing his thing to all the
Dance
music
with the Devil in the Pale Moonlight.
Yes, he was good.
Then he was in that one, he had a second movie with Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito. Do you remember that? Michelle Pfeiffer was Catwoman and Danny DeVito was...
Penguin?
Batman Returns.
Sure.
Michael Keaton as well. Both Tim Burton.
Danny DeVito's great, man. Danny, come on, we need you back and some stuff.
I remember.
Fabulous.
I remember the origin story of they were like, his parents were so disgusted by him that they just dropped him in the sewer. And then he was raised by, somehow the penguins found him in the sewer and he was raised by penguins. Okay, so I wrote down, so there's these two people named Nick and Cassie, okay? I want to fill you in on this. They've been going viral on TikTok like since January, I would say, because I don't know how it started, but people wanted them to date. And they might have been talking
beforehand,
we don't know. But as far as from what I remember them first appearing on my For You page, they would make videos. And it seemed like they were only ever interacting by making videos responding to each other. But they would make videos, like Nick would make a video saying, some like silly, pickup line. And then Cassie would do the same back. And then maybe Nick would make a video like pretending to be on a date with the camera pointed at him, and his brother's the waiter. And then it slowly escalated up from there, where they were like doing dances to the same song, and then everyone assigned this one song to them that it sounded like the singer was saying their names. And then people would make edits. Do you know what an edit is on TikTok? Have you ever seen an edit where people take like a music song and maybe like clips of the show Severance, and they'll like edit to the beat of the song? Have you ever seen something like that?
I have.
So
people were say that, I didn't know it was called an edit, but I've seen
people were making edits of Nick and Cassie together, of their video responses.
People have too much time on their hands, but okay.
And then it all culminated in Nick flying to Canada to actually meet up with Cassie. And I have to give him credit, because something like this has happened.
How did he know where she was?
Because it became obvious that they were talking, like they were FaceTiming too.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were probably talking beforehand. Like obviously you don't want some rando that you.
That's what I'm saying, stalker.
Well, they did meet on the internet, but like they must have been talking for a while now. But I give them credit, because something like this has happened before. This kind of like internet romance.
Yep.
But usually when it happens, the two people are trying to capitalize on the fame as most as they can.
Okay.
And Nick and Cassie are posting videos about it, definitely. But I feel like when Nick went to Canada, they didn't post as many videos as I expected them to post. I feel like they actually took some time to spend time together off camera to see if they would actually be compatible. So I give them credit there. But yeah, it culminated in Nick flying up to Canada. They made some...
So he's American and she's Canadian.
Yes, which might be a problem. I don't remember exactly where he's from, but yeah.
Why would it be a problem?
Well, they're in different countries. It's hard to travel in between countries. It's harder than traveling between states.
Yes, true.
But so it culminated in Nick going up to Cassie. And at first, they didn't even post videos together. People knew he was in Canada, but he would just post a video, maybe wearing a sweater she was wearing in a previous video, or he would be holding a stuffed bear in one video, and she would be holding the same bear in the next video, and then they started posting videos together. And then they flew together to New York. Around the same time we were in New York for the Daredevil thing, so I thought they might show up to the premiere, because Disney has invited an internet romance couple before to, I think, the Deadpool one, so I thought, they'd capitalize on them too and invite them to Daredevil, but that was not the case. And now they have gone back to their respective homes, so everyone's like, sad, because they're not.
Well, they have jobs or things that they need to get back to.
I don't know. They both have millions of followers, so they probably don't have jobs. I'd say this content is their job. Lucky for them.
But, well, if they first just met, you expect them to be moving in together right away or something?
No, but people like seeing all the video updates of them together. I know it's not realistic.
Were they posting once a day or something, and just
like 3 times a day?
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, but like short videos, and they would do trends and stuff. What do you think about that though? Modern day romance. Let's
the internet, man. Things happen.
I guess. Would you be comfortable? Let's make a hypothetical, right? You have a daughter that
yes,
that meets someone on the internet like Cassie met Nick.
Right.
Wants to come visit us. But let's say they've been talking for like half a year, only online, like through calls. Would you be like, okay, that's fine?
Yeah, I think so.
And then let them go to New York together?
No. I'm more traditional and stuff like that, but you don't want it to be like a catfish sort of thing.
True. Well, if he's coming here first, you would figure out that he's catfish before they go to New York.
Correct, right. That's what
I think they might have visited each other before this, but they just didn't post about it. But I don't know. That's just me.
You think it's going to be a big ruse? Yeah.
No, I don't think it was a ruse. I think just that this was not their first time meeting in person is my theory. But that's just me basing off of the fact that I don't think I would be comfortable having someone fly that I met through the internet. Like maybe I'd meet them at a neutral, like a premiere first,
But, a lot of times you just talk to people and text them first time and you've never met them in blind dates. So, at least they've seen each other and talked
they've seen
and
each other
stuff like
now,
that.
And it seems it worked all out.
It wouldn't be that bad.
I'm interested to see how it goes. I will say, though, the last internet romance I followed didn't even last a year. So we'll see if this one lasts. Hopefully it does. I like them both. They look good together. So to finish the recap, so HBO Max has decided that they're going to recreate the Harry Potter stuff not as movies, but as 7 seasons of a TV show, 1 book for each season. And John Lithgow has revealed to Screen Rant that he signed on to be Dumbledore for all 7 seasons. And I'm just a little worried.
So they've already
They've greenlit it. Oh, yeah. Harry Potter is so big.
Yeah,
they greenlit it. We'll see, though.
Something could be really big, and then it's just like, who knows?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a problem because I think a lot of people associate Harry Potter very closely with the movies. Especially, you have the Universal Parks. Think about that, right? You have now 4 lands if you count the one in LA, of the Universal Parks that are visually designed after the movies, and now you want to release a TV series that potentially looks different, It's not good synergy. I guess it's 2 different companies, but it's not good synergy in my opinion. And I think a lot of people associate Harry Potter very closely with the movies.
What do you mean by 2 different companies?
Well, HBO Max and Universal are different companies, right? Because if Universal release a TV show, it would be on Peacock.
Right.
But yeah, so I think people relate the Harry Potter movies too closely with the movies. The Harry Potter stuff too closely with the movies, so that a show, I think, is not as good a bet as I think HBO Max thinks it is. And also, the movies did something really incredible where they were able to get all those out in a relatively short amount of time, considering, all things considered, 8 movies. And by the end of it, the kids were a little bit more aged up than they should be in the books. But still, it was pretty relatively good job, and I don't know if they're going to be able to recreate that with this season or series TV show.
Have they cast like Harry Potter or any of the other people?
Not that we know of, no. John Lithgow, and I think he really kind of just slipped up in this interview, is the first that we know confirmed, and so he's going to be Dumbledore. He'll be 87 by the show's finish. Granted, Dumbledore dies in book 6, so he won't unless they do flashbacks.
And you think they'll do one a year, like production filming wise?
Ideally, yeah, that's how TV shows go, and ideally that's what they do to make sure the aging thing, doesn't become a problem. But yeah, I think it'll be hard. So what do you think about that? What do you know who John Lithgow is, right?
I do.
What do you think of him as Dumbledore?
I mean, all right. They'll have a lot of makeup and all that stuff. So,
he'll probably be having to do a
tall,
British.
He's big.
He'll have to do a British accent though, right? All the people in the movies were British because it's set in Britain, but this is an American playing Dumbledore. It should be interesting.
Yeah, but like Charlie Cox is not. He has an accent.
He's British going. Yeah, I feel like that's more common though. British doing American accents than Americans
so we're doing the
British.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. And I have made a little.
When is that coming out?
We don't know yet. I don't think. I made a little game for us. I'm just right now calling Fix It. Not really a game for me, a game for you.
Oh.
So the hypothetical situation, right? You know enough about the Marvel Universe, right? As like a general audience member. What do you think of the state it's in right now? Actually, I'm curious to hear. Because if you go on Twitter right now, a lot of people, after Brave New World came out, think that the Marvel is dying and nobody cares about Marvel movies anymore. Especially because they had a second weekend drop off of 80% in box office numbers. But I liked Brave New World. I think they're just being hypercritical like Twitter tends to do.
I liked it too. I think a lot of it has to do with when stuff comes out,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of other factors in it. You're coming still out of this pandemic thing, the down of that.
And the strikes too.
The strikes, you had a lull, for a little while and then try to build it back up. I think the economy is really still... and it's going to affect people, so they're making their choices about whether to be going back to the movies and having that expense and stuff like that. Maybe Marvel, Disney has such deep pockets. Maybe they could do a thing where half off or something, or you buy 2 Marvel movies and you get a third for free or something. Do some sort of thing with, sort of. There's always perks and things going around if they really want to try to get people back involved with movies and stuff. I think that's more of a not a Marvel thing. It's more of a movie industry thing, unfortunately, with it and stuff. But look, Marvel. They were doing so well and so hot. You need to have a little bit of a down thing, downswing.
It can't always be.
and then people are so critical. Like they expect perfection. Or
True.
I mean, think about it. Like a second or third movie, like you were so hopped up with the first one, you liked of anything. You know, like a movie that was really, really like Jaws was so great, right?
Yeah.
And the Jaws, you know, like they're trying to recreate a magic from a first one.
Lightning in a bottle.
It's hard, you know. I think one of the few ones like Iron Man really built upon like the first ones of just getting better and better and better, you know, which was neat and stuff like that, you know. It'll be interesting. It's hard to introduce a new. I think they need to put out some new characters, you know, instead of like the Captain. What probably hurt that is everybody was used to a certain person playing Captain America, you know, and then having a new one. I think it was a great movie, and I think Harrison and you know the team and everybody there did a great job. As far as you know, you asked much earlier to me, well, I would pay to go see that because I thought the action in it was great. You didn't really need to know a lot like there was going on. It was very entertaining, you know, and it was worth my $15, whatever, $20 to go see something, you know.
Okay. So the hypothetical would be, if you were in charge of Marvel, how would you fix what they currently are doing, or what movies would you make to be more successful?
I wouldn't put any movies out during the winter months. You know, I think putting out in February.
Maybe
I feel bad for them.
Relegate
you know,
that to just shows, maybe on streaming service.
No, you know, not you know, yeah, maybe the shows should be during the winter months when people are, you know, you know. But
Inside.
hey, having, you know, that's a thing too, you know. But anyway, how to fix that? You know, it's a good one. I would introduce some new characters and try to get some new people, you know, not in unknowns, but some new people in some new Marvel characters. Just.
So maybe a movie about Orca or Big Wheel or Squirrel Girl.
Those are just so off.
Frogman.
You know, Iron Man. See, Iron Man was relatable to people because he was like a person, you know.
Yeah,
and he
Frogman's
made all his
a
money
person.
and invent stuff.
He's in a suit, just like Iron Man.
So
and a
maybe,
frog.
but it's just you know, Iron Man is like, you know, and
Frogman.
yeah, I guess. I guess, you know. I mean, that's a little bit of it too. Just the people with the names of the characters and things. There's got to be some other comic book, you know.
I think there's definitely a untapped. I think they're gonna want to focus on the X-Men, the mutants.
And you can't make the villain. Sure, you want a star to be playing the villain, but you can't. That star can't be a bigger name than the person that's the main character.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that that'll take away from trying to build a new. If you want to try to build a new character, you know, to make a few different, you know, sequels or what have you. You know, so.
I feel like, well, you think Jeff Bridges was a bigger name than Robert Downey Jr. at the time of Iron Man 1? Because he was the villain in that one, you remember? The bald Obadiah Stane.
I would think they were probably equal, on par, you know?
Yeah, the only reason I would say maybe Jeff Bridges was bigger is because at the time Robert Downey Jr. was still like.
But like Jack Nicholson is
a black sheep.
Huge compared to, you know,
Michael Keaton,
you know.
True. So there's exceptions to the rule.
Yes, yeah, there can be some exceptions.
Okay, another hypothetical for this little game. I chose a random studio. Universal hands you a blank check, okay, to make a sequel or a remake of any movie that you want. What would you pick and why?
I would pick a remake.
A remake?
Yes.
Okay, and so it's a remake of what?
That's a good question. You sort of blindsided me with this one of what a remake of something.
Side? Is that what you'd remake?
No. You know, God, that's a good. You know, I think Universal is missing it with trying to do something with The Mummy or with Frankenstein.
Okay. So remake one of those, maybe.
Yeah. You know.
What would you change?
I think I would definitely do Frankenstein because.
Okay.
Like when I was a young kid, I thought that was neat how the guy just went out and got all these parts and put somebody together, you know, like the guy just went out and did his thing or whatever like that.
What would you do to make it, would you make like anything to make it different? Like maybe Frankenstein in the modern day, or would you do just a period piece like Frankenstein set where, like, so we saw Nosferatu, right? But we also saw Wolfman. Now Nosferatu was more of a period piece where it was set in like Dracula times. and Wolfman was more modern, like the modern day. So if you were making your Frankenstein, would you make it like
modern day? I would
make it modern day.
I'd make it modern day because I think that would relate more to the younger
Maybe
crowd.
Dr. Frankenstein, or yeah, okay.
You know, I think making it a period piece, it would be extremely more expensive. So you know, I want Universal to not have to be easier to make your money back and then make all the investors money. Mm-hmm. And then you know, just I think. Make it modern day, people could relate to it, make it sort of funny. I mean, you know, wouldn't that be funny if Frankenstein was on TikTok, you know, or something during the movie, or just doing social media stuff? Your marketing
strategy is have the Frankenstein make his own TikTok.
You know,
in the movie he's on TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, he uses it, you know, he's on the app thing
in
and
the
stuff.
movie?
Yeah, like, you know.
I mean, he's doing, like, dancing.
Yeah, you know.
Who would you cast in your modern day Frankenstein movie? Who would be the monster?
The actual Frankenstein?
Yeah. Well, Frankenstein's the doctor.
Yeah.
You know that?
I don't, you know, you guys, Charlie Puth, you know, somebody, a musician.
The monster?
Yeah, somebody.
Because it's TikTok?
Yeah.
Charlie Puth.
He has a built-in bass, you know, yeah.
I don't know how great his bass is right now, but.
Oh, is it not good?
Well, I don't know. You know,
some young
he's on
male
the decline.
Is he?
I feel like.
Well, then good. He'd be cheap. See, I'm saving Universal more money.
What is he doing right now? He's got a show on the Roku channel. He's not, you know.
I don't know.
But
I'm just trying to think of somebody that has a built-in bass already that maybe hasn't acted, so he'd be more, you know, open to doing some.
You want a new actor.
Yes, I do, because I think somebody that's, you know, if you know, I would want
to give them their shot.
Yeah.
So maybe even if it's not a musician, like a new person, so they, you know, can create.
Yeah, but see, with Charlie, somebody that's a musician, people know the name already. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he wouldn't be that as expensive as somebody that's similar in age that already has a acting built-in base. You know?
Like a Timothy.
And it's not about the cost per se, but just sometimes they're already like, oh, I got to do it this way, you know, and they would argue, you know, it wouldn't be like, hey, open to different, you know, ideas and just being different about it and stuff, you know?
This is going to be an interesting... Who would the Dr. Frankenstein be?
Oh, gosh. Somebody... that's another good one.
Yeah, two more. Think of Dr. Frankenstein, who would you cast? And then isn't there a love interest? Maybe there's not a love interest. But well, for this movie, I guess there's got to be a love interest. We'll just make one.
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa is Charlie Puth's love interest.
There you go.
Okay, going still with the musicians. She's also on TikTok. Maybe they're like a Nick and Cassie.
There you go. There it is.
Internet romance.
Maybe I just do a TikTok movie.
And she doesn't know that he's like a monster until they meet in person.
Maybe.
That's crazy. Who would Dr. Frankenstein be though?
Yeah, who's the doctor?
Yeah, let's pick someone more seasoned, like a famous actor.
Yeah.
Older. Who'd you pick? I'm thinking. I don't know.
I give
Robert
you names for that.
Jr.
You give it
could be good.
Yeah,
it went Cillian Murphy after his Oppenheimer. That'd be funny. Cillian Murphy and Charlie Puth in the same movie.
You know what'd be funny is the guy that was the Doc in Back to the Future.
He might be too old though.
I know.
But yeah, what's his name?
Somebody that's played a doctor before.
Dr. Emmett Brown. Well, that's his character, but Christopher Lloyd, I think his name is. That'd be interesting. Christopher Lloyd. I hope he's.
How old is he? I don't know.
He might be too old. But I'm thinking like Christopher Lloyd. If he might be.
It depends on how much he's part of the movie. You know, like I don't think they're big. I feel like I don't think they're too. You know, if we're gonna that big a role, then yeah, it would be great. If it's a bigger role, then you know, probably somebody obviously younger, in their 60s, 70s, or you know.
Christopher Lloyd will say like he's still spry.
Who's the guy who played?
He was in Nobody. Remember?
Who's the guy? What's the actor's name that played the Marvel thing that he went in the cave and all that stuff and.
Iron Man?
No. He in the bats. He had bats, and I guess you were saying the movie flopped. Oh my gosh, what's his name?
He went in a cave with bats as Batman.
I think he was like did he get bit by one or whatever like that, and he was a doctor or something.
Oh, Morbius. Jared Leto?
Yeah, there you go.
No, it's just gonna be a horrible movie. Jared Leto as Dr. Frankenstein.
I'm saying somebody that was a doctor that's like coming back.
He played a doctor. Yeah, because he played a Dr. Morbius.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I think Christopher Lloyd's a better choice.
Even if he's old. But it might be too old.
Jared Leto would be crazy. So Jared, you would make a
No,
modern
I
day
wouldn't. I'm just saying somebody that's
played a doctor. Okay, let me give you some other doctors. Zach Braff played a doctor in Scrubs.
Yeah, no.
He played a doctor in training.
No.
Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange. He played a surgeon, a doctor. Bryan Cranston. Why not Bryan Cranston? He played a dentist on Seinfeld.
Yeah, I'll do Bryan Cranston.
So you kept talking about you want to save them money and make them profit, even though they're giving you a blank check.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm not that way. I don't want it. They give me a blank check, but I want to be respectful. And I think, I'm looking bigger picture, not just like, hey, one little thing. Mm-hmm. I want it to grow into other stuff.
But your universal dream blank check is a remake of Frankenstein.
It is 100%.
A remake of Frankenstein set in the modern day.
Yep.
Starring Bryan Cranston as Dr. Frankenstein.
That's right.
Charlie Puth as the monster.
Yep.
And Dua Lipa as the love interest.
Yeah, because she's like taller than him. You ever seen like and she might be the monster. Well, who's the bride of Frankenstein?
But that's different because the bride is made by Dr. Frankenstein, right?
So I feel
like that doesn't work with our story that we've already set forth.
Yeah, right.
Maybe she's made by a different doctor, and that doctor's played by Jared Leto. So now you have two doctors.
Could be.
So the dream movie is that and Charlie Puth and Dua Lipa.
Maybe Dua Lipa. I'm now segueing. She has her own movie with she's the bride of Frankenstein.
First,
and then second, and then she gets Charlie Puth's girlfriend or whatever like that. She like kills his girlfriend in the modern day.
So we're changing it up. This is now a trilogy.
Yeah,
that would probably be the third. Would that be the third movie? The second movie? I don't know. I'm thinking
that would be the third movie. Yeah, that would be. She's Bride of Frankenstein is second movie.
Oh yeah, her own movie is the second movie. That's right. Setting up her,
and then
they come together in the third movie.
Yeah, there you go. I got a trilogy. So that's my blank check.
A modern day Frankenstein trilogy.
Yes.
The first movie, Bryan Cranston is Dr. Frankenstein. The monster is Charlie Puth.
Yep.
Puts them together.
Yep.
And he gets on TikTok, and he gets famous for doing his dancing on TikTok. But not only that, he meets a girl on TikTok.
Yep.
Played by whoever you want. And they fall into an internet romance, not unlike Nick and Cassie. And they meet, and she's horrified by him in person, almost like a catfish.
Yeah.
Second movie, Dua Lipa is the bride.
Yes.
Assembled by her doctor, a different doctor, Jared Leto, and falls in love.
She gets popular on Instagram or some other new maybe.
Oh, I think she would still get popular on TikTok.
Okay.
But here's my caveat: she finds, like at the end of the movie, this is like the tag scene. Is she finds Charlie Puth, and there's this thing called parasocial or being parasocial, where people. They get attached to these creators they see online, right? And they almost like they view themselves as like friends with them, like because so many creators are posting so much of their life online, like Nick and Cassie. All these people become parasocial that they feel like they're part of the relationship. So maybe in the Bride of Frankenstein movie, Dua Lipa creates this parasocial relationship between her and the Charlie Puth monster by seeing him on TikTok. Becomes famous herself, but becomes attached to him and angry that he has his own girlfriend. And that's where the third movie they come together. She kills the girlfriend to be with Charlie Puth, but obviously he's not going to be happy about that. And there's your trilogy.
Yes.
So that's your perfect remake. Okay, interesting. Tell us what you think of our Fix It trilogy in the comments below. And then
definitely.
Just to end us off here.
Or give us ideas of who you think should play those parts.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, just to end us off here, I thought it'd be fun to... so I picked some... You've sent me some... I didn't tell you this beforehand. We'll organize it better in the future. But you have sent me some before videos.
Some funny videos?
Yeah, and I picked some videos. I picked 3 videos. I picked 3 of the videos you sent me just to... And I haven't watched them yet. Because sometimes I don't get around to watch them just yet. So I haven't watched them yet. But I thought it'd be interesting for us to react to what different generations find funny nowadays on the internet in terms of short-term content. So I picked 3 of your videos we'll watch first, and hopefully this is gonna work. I said it before. Oh yeah.
See, like with this, you don't really understand what's going on. And it's funny because they're farting. And their reaction.
What the? Is JBL known to be like louder though? I didn't get the top. Oh, that's it.
It just JBL is known as, I think, as bigger speakers and more bass, maybe. So like that Sony isn't really known for making speakers.
Look at their noses. Okay.
Oh my God, you're right. Their noses. They might be some famous cartoons that maybe they make it up. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I just love her reaction.
Okay, here's the second one you sent.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh, see?
Wait, I gotta restart it.
I'm more impressed.
Oh, he's breaking the stairs.
But he's making Minecraft. They put it in real time. Is that like what you're talking? Like, is this an edit?
Oh, this is more of a compilation of clips. But people have, superimposed Steven. It's pretty...
He shot the guy, the Minecraft. Oh, this is great. Watch what he does. I mean, it's... I mean, the editing is
they're
fantastic.
taking already viral, like, fail clips and adding onto it, though.
Correct.
Wait, what did he do there? Oh, he hit the lever.
Yes.
He's gonna attack the dog. Oh.
He breaks the guy's chair.
Yeah.
Oh, the table thing is the best.
Oh, I like it. That's very well edited.
Right?
That
I mean,
part.
these are talented
ice blocks.
people. And then watch what happens.
And he slips. Because that's an ice block he put down. Was there a guy there? Or the door was never open?
Yeah.
Okay, that was good. And then you sent all Instagram clips. This is the kind of stuff you get on Instagram Reels. So follow me on Instagram at The Flush Time.
Yeah.
What is this?
Frozen gummy bears.
With only 2 ingredients, we have to try this.
This is not too funny, but this is more like, hey.
Well, I wanted to show clips maybe that we thought funny or interesting. Sprite.
We got to try this.
24 hours. After 24
Oh,
Put some
so they're
gummy
all
bears.
absorbed?
Just look at that size difference.
Yeah, of course
Wow.
they're different in size. But
Into the freezer for about 3 hours.
Oh, the freezer. Okay. A lot of these people have like those
Frozen soda gummies.
those things you use to make astronaut food.
Oh my goodness, this is insane.
So I wonder if we
Dehydrators or
I wonder if we try it with like grapes. What are we like Dr. Pepper? We should put them in Dr. Pepper.
I don't know. A Sprite's good because it's like lemon lime.
Yeah.
It's already fruity with the fruity flavor of the gummies. Okay. Here's mine. So, preface this one. This is like not really a clip. It's a song a funny song that someone made. It's kind of going a little viral right now. That I thought I think it was funny. That's not it. Wait for it to load. Sometimes TikTok takes some time to.
It loads something else before
there
you.
you
McDonald's in the what?
The Pentagon. Would you listen to this on the radio? Go well for Taco Bell. It's all that stress at the old Panda Express.
I think it's pretty good. He edited all this McDonald's stuff in there.
I think someone else created the ska like music, but he made the song. It's fun. It's about there being a McDonald's in the Pentagon.
It's got a catchy beat to it, you know.
Yeah.
You'll probably hear it a couple times.
Okay, this one. So I was just trying to find clips kind of quickly. Hopefully it'll be better in the next couple episodes because I'll have actually some time. But this is a video made by someone I used to watch a lot on YouTube. So his videos used to be a lot longer, but I feel like this really captures what his videos were like on YouTube, but now in short form. Okay. It's still kind of funny. So I gotta wait for it to load. Here we go.
Mix. Curry. Mix.
He's making scrambled eggs.
What the heck was that? Oh my God! You see what he did to the stove? It was all overflowing. Ah! and he's eating it?
So this is called How to Basic. A lot of times in his videos, he used to use his feet to mash stuff.
Look at it. Look at
He
it
loves
all
eggs.
out.
Yeah, all in the griddle.
My God, you wouldn't do that today with the cost of eggs.
No. Oh gosh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Garnish with egg. And enjoy. That's a fake sound though. He's not actually doing it.
Wow, 1.4 million likes on that one?
Yeah. That was one of his. I picked one of his most popular videos to show you.
But still. He's just being goofy.
Yeah. Well, that was his whole thing because it starts out like it's like a real cooking video, and then it becomes completely absurd like that is. This is not one I really thought was funny, more interesting. But this is a filter. It's a little old now, but a filter that was trending.
Yeah.
That's like
on TikTok.
It's using, I think, AI. You take a picture of an object or like a pet, and it's supposed to make it look like it's spinning in a microwave, kind of. But like, look, what did this? Yeah. So just check out this dog.
I don't want to put the dog in a microwave.
No, it's not like you're actually cooking it. It just looks like it takes it basically makes out of a 2D image.
Yeah.
It takes the object in the foreground and makes a 3D model and makes it spin.
Okay.
It just there's the sound of the microwave. It's not like putting your dog in the microwave.
Let's see. Oh my God. Look at it, like it's short little thing. The poor little guy.
I'm surprised that it recognized he needed a tail. Because it didn't recognize he needed back legs.
I know, like he's cut in half with the tail sticking out of it.
He looks...
That's impressive. I mean, gosh, technology, it's impressive. It's amazing. You think that's funny, and I just
I don't think it's funny. Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it for the videos, and that's it for our first episode.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone for watching. If there's anything
hit that like button, hit that follow button. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Better stuff coming.
Comment down below if you want any topics any news or anything you guys want to see.
Or you want questions. We'll have a section. We'll answer your questions.
Yeah, that we can end the next episodes with answering your questions. So put your questions in the comments down below for either of us, or any topics you want our unique perspectives on. Comment down below, and yeah, like and subscribe. Bye.
Wonder Twin Powers. Goodbye.